Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally filming a sit-down video for my YouTube. I've been really busy, so really all I've been able to film are vlogs, but I want to get back to doing like a variety of my content. So today I am sitting down to film a why I chose Howard video and tips for HU22. There's a lot of stuff going on currently with Howard, like in the news and stuff, and I've been planning to do this video for a while, but with the recent stuff, I just really was motivated to finally sit down and film this video. I am a freshman at Howard University. I study international business and my minor is in sociology, and at this point we have about 3 weeks left of the school year, so I've been here for a year. And at first I wasn't even going to apply to come to Howard. The reason is kind of dumb, but like I'm from the South, so I really did not want to move to DC because of the cold weather, and I moved here and it's really not that bad. It was bearable, but it's definitely took some getting used to, and I wasn't gonna even apply, but my mom like basically forced me to apply, and then she scheduled my visit last year, like in November, the first Friday. So I came on first Friday last November and I toured the school, and when I got here I just immediately knew that this is the place I'm supposed to be at. Like I knew, like I can't describe the feeling I had like while I was touring Howard, but it was honestly indescribable, and I just knew that this was where I was supposed to be, and this is where I was supposed to do college and learn about myself. And so pre-freshman year, everyone had kind of warned me about the disorganization and the Howard runaround, so I had a warning, so it wasn't really shocking. But my first semester, really nothing went wrong. It was very smooth, like I had no issues whatsoever. But like second semester is when all this stuff kind of started popping off, and it's just been one thing after another for the entire school, not just me, but one thing after another since the very beginning of the semester. So it's definitely been trying, but what's life without trials and tribulations? But in hindsight, I would choose Howard 100 times over. I've learned so much about myself since I've been here, like just life lessons and growth, and I'm surrounded by amazing people on a daily basis. So I have enjoyed my Howard experience. I take the good and the bad. It's not perfect, and I'm not gonna lie. People have asked me for advice and I've given them honest advice. It is very difficult navigating through the social, like the academic scene of Howard. Like you have to be very committed to it, and it's not easy, it's not perfect, and I'm not gonna ever try to paint my university to look better than it is. But for me personally, I have really enjoyed my first year here, and I'm excited to continue. But I have 10 tips of how I got to pretty much enjoy my freshman year, so yeah. So tip number one that I have is that you should definitely use a planner and write everything down. Write all the deadlines, write all your quizzes, your tests, your homeworks due at the beginning of the semester, so that way you can look at your calendar and see all the deadlines way ahead of time, because the school has a calendar where you can look up all the deadlines for like housing deposit, like tuition payments. You could write that down too if you needed to, but there's deadlines for everything, so I really recommend writing it down, because with the housing thing, a lot of people ended up getting messed over because they missed the housing deadline. So to help avoid that, you can write down your deadlines ahead of time. The second tip that I have is that Howard's math department is not the greatest, so I recommend that you get a tutor as soon as you get to campus, because math personally is something that I'm really bad at, and it's embarrassing for me to share with others just how bad I am in math. but I know people that were good in math, and when they got here they said they really struggled. So I really would suggest to get a math tutor. Third tip that I have, and this is something my mom's been telling me from a really young age, is to get everything in writing. If you're dealing with any issues that you have, make sure you have an email thread, so that way if anyone tries to come back and say something different, you can pull up the email and be like, well, on this day you said this. So always keep a trace of everything in writing, not just face-to-face communication. The fourth tip is that you really have to have incentives to get things done on your own. No one is really gonna hand you anything, especially because it's college, but also it's Howard. Like, you have to track people down and you have to have incentive to do it. Like, for spring semester, I had to get a class added to my schedule, and so I had to go all over. Like, I had to email my teacher, I had to go to my advisor, I had to find who was the head of the department, I had to go to the administration building. Like, I had to track that down myself and get that resolved, because I tried to email I tried to email them and everyone was giving me the runaround, but I knew that I needed that class, so I had to have my own incentive to go. And I'm not sure how that is at other universities. I don't know if it's the same, but that's definitely something you have to have at Howard. My fifth tip is that you should keep in mind that you could also, well, you should also network across instead of just networking up and like clout chasing, because here, like at Howard, your peers are very, very talented, so you can network across while building genuine relationships with people and genuine connections, and then both of y'all can grow in your respective crafts or whatever. So the sixth tip that I have, this is one of the tips my friend gave me, and she said that she prefers iLab over Founders. I've only studied in Founders one time. I prefer iLab over Founders as well, but she pointed out that the printers in iLab are a little bit more reliable. And my own personal thing, iLab is closer to CHN. In my opinion, I'm not sure, like distance-wise, it may be the same distance, but for me, it feels closer. So I like to go there, and it's also open 24 hours, so there's not like a set time you have to leave. So sometimes I'll be there until 2 a.m. or like one time I stayed till 5, so you really don't have a time that you have to be out of there by. My eighth tip is to befriend an upperclassman. So before I came to Howard, I knew a lot of upperclassmen that were here already, so I kind of already knew people, and they've really helped me navigate through Howard. Like, there's a lot of like unspoken rules and stuff that you have to kind of know once you get here, and like having an upperclassman friend that can show you the ropes, like kind of behind the scenes, really is beneficial. So like if you need advice or anything, it's always great to have an upperclassman friend, like about teachers or anything. And through like the school, there are a lot of programs where you can get mentors. If anyone needs any advice or whatnot, I'm always free to ask. I love when people DM me from like after they say they've watched my YouTube and stuff. Like, I think it's like such a surreal feeling, but like I really like when people DM me about that type of stuff. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be glad to answer them. And my ninth tip is that you should always expect change. Like, personally, I came to college with a very clear mindset of where I wanted to go, and while the grand scheme of my plan hasn't changed, like along the way I've discovered like, oh, I really do like doing this thing, or I also like to do this. So it's like about navigating that. And while my grand scheme didn't really change since the first year I've been here, a lot of people get to college and realize that what they thought they wanted to do is nothing at all what they want to do, and that's perfectly okay, because college is about growth and college is about just accepting change. So you should always keep an open mind being in college, and it's completely normal if your career path completely changes. Like, don't freak out about it, because like it happens to everybody. Like, you're growing up, so you're learning more, and it's not good to stay the same. So change is good. 10th tip is to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health and your emotional health. College is a really stressful place. Like, it's a really stressful time. Everyone's under tremendous stress all the time. So I mean, that doesn't mean we're not enjoying college, but it is really stressful. So what helps me is I have a really good group of friends, like here as well as at home. So like if I need advice or whatever, I can call my at-home friends and talk to them about it. But also having good friendships here, like at Howard with me, like who are around me every day. That's something that's been really helpful for me. Like if I'm having a rough time or anything, they're really there for me. Like they know me, they see me every day. Like I live with my roommate. Like it's like people that you are really comfortable around, that you feel you can be yourself with. It's very important to have those types of relationships. Another tip that thing that helps me with that is journaling. I keep a journal to like help clear my head. I'll write down like whatever I'm feeling. Like if I get in a fight with someone or if something happens, then like I'll keep it all in a journal. And my other thing that I do that helps me keep a clear head is my relationship with God. And I'm not one to force my religion on anybody, so like if you believe something else or if you really don't believe in God, like that's on you. But my relationship with God has gotten a lot stronger my freshman year of college, and I've gotten a lot closer to him and just learning to trust him more. So that's personally something that has helped me. But again, I'm not saying that if that's not what you believe in, that you have to do that. Those are the 10 tips that I have and why I chose Howard. If you have any other questions, like I said, don't hesitate to ask me. My socials are all in the description box below, so if you don't follow me already, then you probably should. But yeah, I again would choose Howard 100 times over. Like I love this place. I have an indescribable feeling about it, and regardless of what's going on in the media, I know a lot of other people feel the same about this school. It's always going to be a defining chapter of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like I really truly know that I am meant to be here, and so whatever issues I have to face, whatever things need to be changed, like I'm willing to fight for them to be changed, because I love this university and I want to see it be the best that it can be, and I want other people to be able to see how great I think it is, even with its flaws, even with its problems. I hope that this video helps any new freshmen gearing up to start college, because I know I was really excited when I was in your place, but I also was really nervous. Don't forget to subscribe, leave any questions you have down below in the comments, and enjoy your day. Bye.